Tips from a seamstress. Customer came in and brought me this garment, and she cut it herself. And what happens with this fabric is it starts to fray, and this starts to happen to it. This needs to be finished with what is called a rolled hem. So I'm going to show you how I do that. So in this machine, first of all, what's very important is to use a serger for this and to use something called woolly nylon. This thread, if you look, it's kind of fuzzy and thick. I'm going to straighten it, see how it becomes taut and see how it becomes fuzzy. And what this does is that it fills in the gap, and you're going to see that in a minute. Now for this particular Imagine Wave Baby Lock, I put this down to D, right down here, and I make sure my differential feed is at 2. The reason being is the feed dogs and the foot will stretch it out, and we don't want that. We want it to stay. So to make up for that difference, if you have it gather, it'll actually end up where it's supposed to be, and it won't give you that furled edge, or if it does, it'll minimize that curling. So I'm going to kind of give you a demonstration. First of all, we definitely want our knife to be engaged because we want to cut off all this. We want to cut this off. We're going to start on a seam. So this will be our starting point. We want to cut a touch of it off so we get rid of this knottiness. So now, again, differential feed of 2. I put this here in the dark numbers, my rolled hem of 1. We want it to fill it in nice and thick, and we want to use woolly nylon. And we're going to start. And we're going to gently let it go through the machine. And this is what we get. Nice and filled and a finished rolled hem. Now I'm going to change the differential feed so you have an idea. I'm going to put it down to neutral. And we're going to do a little bit because I can cut it off at the end. I'll show you what happens. If you notice how it starts to furl, we don't want that. We want it to stay nice and straight. We don't want it to give this little gathered look. So I put it back up to 2. And we want it to cut so it doesn't have this pinch. And you want to be gentle. I'm using the edge of this to get a good, nice, straight edge. Okay? And this is what we end up with. A nice, filled-in hem. Now, if you're using a traditional serger, this one, for example, this is a FOF. Most of them, my daughter has a Janome. To change these settings, what you do is you open this case right in here. And you're going to press this button. This one right here. What this does is it disengages the knife, and you want to push it down. Let me turn on the light so you can see better. And then we take this, we push it, and we change this from S to R. This is about a standard. This is rolled. And then I want to engage my knife again. So I'm going to push this because, again, we want to cut it off. And that's how it works for machines similar to this and this particular one. But since I don't need it, I'm going to disengage my knife. Put this to S. I'm going to close this up. Oh, sorry. I'm going to re-engage my knife because later on I'm going to be wondering. This is for a FOF hobby lock. My daughter, like I said, has a Janome, and it's a very similar setup. And that is today's tip and trick. In order to be able to do a rolled edge on a very thin knit fabric to have a very nice finished end.